Hola, I'm Alicia Navarrete, and this is your Week in Yucatan Today, presented by Yucatan Today and La Jornada Maya. Every week, we bring you Yucatan's local news in under 10 minutes. Only local news, featuring news you can use and a quick summary of recent events. This week, uncertainty at Chichen Itza after artisans temporarily seized control of the archaeological site. A high-profile dog altercation sparked intense debate in Merida this week. A strike by Vaivén operators left commuters stranded on Thursday. Major traffic disruptions are coming to the Merida Progreso highway beginning May 25th. And several local restaurants have earned recognition in the 2026 Michelin Guide. Let's get started. A protest turned chaotic at Chichen Itza this Tuesday when local service providers from Piste and Tinum seized control of the archaeological site. Demonstrators blocked site workers and allowed roughly 1,000 tourists to enter for free. With virtually no security inside, two tourists took the opportunity to bypass restricted areas and climbed the El Castillo Pyramid. Ironically, it was the protesting artisans themselves who called authorities to have the trespassers arrested in order to protect the monument. The protest stems from an ongoing conflict over the new Cat B Visitor Center. Vendors fear the new setup will bypass their businesses and hurt local livelihoods, and are demanding that the old entrance remain active. A dialogue table has now been established between protesters and authorities. A high-profile dog altercation sparked intense debate in Merida this week. During Sunday's Bicirruta, a border collie named Jordan approached a pit bull named Zeus, part of a well-known group of trained dogs handled by a local figure known as Don Kiko. Witnesses say Jordan got too close despite warnings, prompting Zeus to bite him. Jordan's owner and handler accused Don Kiko of negligence online, arguing that Merida regulations require dogs to remain leashed in public. However, other witnesses claimed Jordan was poorly controlled on a long leash and alleged that his trainer repeatedly kicked Zeus during the incident. The controversy escalated Wednesday after individuals claiming to be city employees reportedly arrived at Don Kiko's home intending to take Zeus to be euthanized. Don Kiko instead brought the dog directly to Mayor Cecilia Patron, handing Zeus over to authorities in front of cameras. Zeus is now at Merida's Animal Welfare Unit, where officials confirmed the dog will not be euthanized while the case remains under review. A wildcat strike by 95 Vaivén operators on the crucial Circuito Metropolitano route left Merida commuters stranded on Thursday. Drivers walked off the job over complaints of low wages, exhausting shifts, and unpaid overtime. In response, the Agencia de Transporte de Yucatán, or ATI, activated an emergency plan with backup buses from other companies and suspended the operator of the route, citing repeated failures to provide reliable service. The suspended company blamed the ATY for delayed payments and rising costs. Meanwhile, major transport operators requested an urgent meeting with Governor Joaquín Díaz-Mena to renegotiate the system's payment rates amid increasing fuel and maintenance expenses. Mexico's Department of Infrastructure and Transportation has announced major traffic disruptions on the Merida Progreso highway beginning May 25th due to construction work on the overpass near the port entrance. The closure will affect lanes heading from Merida towards Progreso, specifically between the Chelem Junction and the port access distributor. During construction, the return lanes toward Merida will temporarily operate in both directions. Authorities expect the work to last between 2 and 3 months and are recommending the Concal-Chicxulub-Puerto Highway as an alternate route. Notably, construction will pause from July 15 through August 31st to accommodate heavy summer vacation traffic. History has been made for the Yucatan food scene, as several local restaurants earned recognition in the 2026 Michelin Guide. Junic and La Barra de Junic, both in Merida's Santa Ana neighborhood and led by chef Roberto Solis, each received a Michelin star. Joining them is Ishim in Chochola, led by chef Luis Ronson. Additional honors went to Pueblo Pibil in Tixcocob, along with Merida's Pancho Maíz and Taqueria Quisin, all of which earned Bib Gourmand distinctions for high-quality, affordable dining. 6 more Merida restaurants were also included as recommendations, further cementing Yucatan's growing reputation as an international culinary destination. Now let's take a look at some fun stuff to include in your plans for the following days. Merida's famed Noche Blanca is finally here. This massive cultural celebration spans more than 5 kilometers of art, music, and tradition across the city. Festivities begin tonight, Friday, May 22nd, and continue through Saturday, May 23rd, with more than 200 activities and 1,000 artists stretching from La Ermita to the Monumento a la Patria. On Saturday, May 30th, the Uyitz pop-up organic market returns to Vista Alegre Norte. From 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., local farming families will offer everything from fresh vegetables to handmade hammocks and traditional embroidery, along with authentic home-cooked food and talks on local organic farming. That's in the Alta Brisa area. Check the description for a link to Google Maps. Enjoy a fresh contemporary take on William Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. Presented by theater students from Yucatan's University of the Arts, or UNAY, this production runs May 29 through the 31st and June 5th through the 7th at the Caja Negra Studio Theater. Directed by Analí Gomez, the play reimagines the classic comedy with a modern edge. Tickets are 100 pesos. And finally, step back in time in the Pueblo Mágico of Valladolid. Every June 3rd, the city reenacts the first spark of the Mexican Revolution, a local uprising against dictator Porfirio Díaz. Residents and local authorities joined forces in a lively public performance that brings history directly into the streets. Find direct links to more details on these events in this episode's description, and check out yucatantoday.com for more activities happening in our state. Every Friday, La Jornada Maya publishes a feature on one of the many native species that share the Yucatan Peninsula with us. If you're looking for a tiny, spiky bodyguard for your garden, you'll want to meet the spiny-bellied or castleback orb weaver spider. You can spot them in gardens and woodlands, often showing off their striking black and white bulbous abdomens. But don't let their imposing look fool you. These little architects are completely harmless to humans. In fact, their fangs are so small they can't even pierce our skin. Spiny-bellied spiders are world-class pest controllers. They spend their days patiently waiting to snag flies, mosquitoes, and moths, keeping your outdoor spaces a lot more comfortable. To do so, they build beautiful circular webs, which they rebuild almost daily. Each morning, they weave a fresh trap, and by night, they often eat the silk to recycle it. Read more about the castleback orb weaver spider by visiting lajornadamaya.mx. You'll find a link in this episode's description. That's your week in Yucatan today. We welcome your feedback, questions, and ideas. Get in touch with us at editor@yucatantoday.com. Your Week in Yucatan Today is jointly produced by Yucatan Today and La Jornada Maya. Make sure to subscribe, rate, and recommend our podcast so we can keep bringing you a summary of Yucatan's local news in English. Yucatan Today is your Yucatan companion guide. Find our travel, culture, and food content at yucatantoday.com. La Jornada Maya is a print and digital newspaper with the most relevant information from the Yucatan Peninsula, Mexico, and the world. I'm your host, Alicia Navarrete. Thank you for listening.